It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey there, Ace Man and crew. Dan, Blaine, Washington. Wondering if you have any thoughts on these bright-ass LED headlights. Used to be just the douchebags that replaced their OEMs. Now every new car comes equipped. And I need to drive with my visor down at night. What happened to lumen restrictions? Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I don't know. I feel like new cars, the headlights are so smart. They go up and down and up and down, like they shift. You don't have to do the high beams and the low beams and everything. I don't know, not an issue. I've not found that to be an issue. But I like that you work lumen into a discussion, and I like the fact that there's we have leagues and lumens and volts and yards and watts and fathoms,
leagues.
And I like trying to think of the one. I like that we have knots. Like miles per hour, not good enough. We need knots. Knots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that there's all these units of measurements. I like BTUs, which are British thermal units. What's this oven putting out? The stovetop's putting out 5,000 BTUs. I just love that. I love all the, here's a question for Rudy.
Yes.
And a question for Dawson. Are you ready?
Yes.
The average male,
which we are,
could name
slightly above
how many units of measurement versus the average female. Because I think if I talk to the average female, they go, there's miles per hour, and then there's acres, and then there's the cutometer. Or something.
Cutometer.
Well, when a teddy bear is so cute, you can't stop but hugging it.
Oh, we call it a cutometer.
Yeah,
I see what you mean.
Well, that's how you measure.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that most women I know could come up with more than 3.5 units of measurement. Yeah. And guys got leagues and fathoms and
leagues,
BTUs.
fathoms.
We could keep going.
Well, then you break up into the metric system, and it's decimeters and.
Sure, you got the 5 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, that's what they would have. Yeah. All right. You got some news. I gotta tell you, I had a great confusing conversation with Mike August, because you know how all conversations with Mike are confusing.
Yes, they are.
Now, here's why I'm frequently confused in life.
Fathoms.
I said fathom.
Oh, I thought you.
We had leagues and fathoms.
I heard leagues.
No, we had fathoms. I understand how things work. And other people don't understand how things work. And so people tell me things that don't make sense to me, but it doesn't not make sense to them because they don't know how anything works. So they just start saying something, and I go, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. So I was talking to Mike, and he goes, well, I talked to this guy on Friday. You got to make sure and talk to him about he has a product. He has an invention. I go, what's the invention? He goes, the trap, the P-trap underneath the sink in the toilet? I go, yeah. By the way, man has not improved on the trap. The trap is just that that goes under your sink. It's called a P-trap. I don't think this has to do with the pee-pee, but it's P-trap. But your trap is where the water's trapped, and the water's trapped so the vapor from the sewage line doesn't come up and infiltrate your house.
Yeah.
Right? And it works pretty good.
Yeah, it's also there for dads to take apart when their daughter drops a ring down there.
That's right.
And then you got to pull 4 linear feet of hair out of the goddamn.
Oh, God, women's hair.
That's gross.
So Mike goes, this guy's got an invention of how to dry up the P-trap. And I go, why do you need an invention to dry up a P-trap? And he goes, like in a house that's abandoned or not being used for a long period of time, you dry up that P-trap. And I go, no, you don't want to dry up the P-trap because then the gases will get back into the house. The P-trap dries up on its own on an abandoned, like if you could have a downstairs bathroom they haven't used in 2 years, and the trap will dry up. The water will evaporate, Then he goes, well, this is for drying up the P-trap. And I go, but why would you want to dry up a trap. And he goes, if you're not using the house. I go, yeah, but if you're not using the house, you don't want the gases from the sewer coming. You want the water. He goes, well, the water gets, now Mike's doing, he's off. The water gets bad, and you want to get that water out of there. I go, see, Mike, I think it's the opposite. I don't think you dry up. I think you want the water. Yeah, but the water will just be there forever. I go, no, the water will eventually evaporate, and then the gases will get in. So what is this invention to dry up the water in a bathroom you're not using downstairs? Yeah. Why is that an invention? It'll dry up on its own, and then the gases will get into the house from the sewer. And he goes, no, that water will just stay there forever. And this is now Mike scatting.
Sure, yeah.
Right, because he's made an incorrect premise, and now he doesn't know what to do.
Grasping for P traps.
What he can't do is go, oh, you know more than I do about plumbing? Let me recheck this. So I go, he goes, well, the water will just sit there forever. I go, well, it can't sit there forever. Like, you can't fill your dog's bowl, and then it'll just be there in 7 years. Sure. Like, it'll evaporate. Now, it'll be there. I go, let's go up and look online and see how long water sits in a P-trap online. And he'll go, it's funny because once in a while the internet gives you, he goes, water in a P-trap will last for the life of the winter. And he kind of looks at me and goes, see? And then he goes, unless you don't use it, in which case it's 2 to 3 weeks. And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So it's gone. So he goes, anyway, the guy's got an invention to dry up. I go, Mike, there is no, first off, it'll dry up on its own if you abandon the house. So why do we need an invention? And then secondly, this doesn't make sense to me because you want water in the P-trap so the gases don't come pouring into the house. And he goes, I go, check the guy's email. Let's see what he said. So he checked it out. I have coming up with the patent invention to keep water in the P-trap when the bathroom is not being used. And I said, yeah, Mike, you flipped it. And then we went off down retard trail for 20 minutes. And now we're back because I know how shit works and you don't. And then as I'm walking out, he goes, what's the big deal about the gases in an empty house? And I go, okay, Mike, you didn't make your point. Nothing, but I'm right, and you don't want gases in your house. Yeah. Whether you're in it or not.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. So there you go.
I got a side question.
Took a while. It took a long while.
Side question.
But by the way, the reason everything takes a long while is because no one goes, hey, you're a genius who knows about plumbing. Let me check this. Right. I may be wrong. No, we have to keep going in this invention that dries up the thing you want.
Yeah. I was one time told, don't ever take the knife out of the surgeon's hand.
Yes.
And I have lived by that motto, and I am telling you, my life is so much easier because I realize so many people have so much more information than I do. So then I go, okay, you know what? Instead of me trying to exert any sort of energy towards this, how about the guy who knows what he's doing? Even if you have no less than me, how about you just go do it anyway?
But here's the problem. I have no information, and he has all the information because he has the email that the guy sent him about his invention that he fucked up and misinterpreted.
Sure.
Of course, but he doesn't realize that he does that.
Yeah.
And I have no information except for I have God on my side, and I understand how everything works. And so anybody else, if he said to Andrew over there, the guy's got an invention, dries up the water, it gets caught in the P-trap, Andrew would go, why didn't someone think of that earlier? And then he'd walk out of the room.
Yeah.
But I go, who wants that invention? Nobody wants that invention. That's not an invention. I don't know what you're talking about, but you're misinterpreting something because that's not what anyone wants.
Yeah.
Because I see everything.
Does this guy have a side invention, not only for the P-trap, but also for the toilet?
And the vagina.
Get out.
He can dry that
thing up, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Instant sand.
Because when I go on the road sometimes, I'm gone for so long, I come back to my apartment, and the second I open my door, I'm like, the toilets have dried out.
Oh.
I can smell it because I'll be gone for sometimes like 5 to 6 weeks at a pop on the road, and then I come back.
Well, this guy has an invention to not let that happen.
Awesome. Well, good.
Right.
Now, see, if Mike had been doing the marketing for this, I would have never bought this guy's toilet. What do you want to call it? Hydrator.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What do you got?
Let's go. Luigi Mangione was once roughed up by a group of transgender women during a wild night out in Thailand in the months before he allegedly allegedly gunned down United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in a new report. The
Really?
27-year-old accused assassin allegedly bragged to his friends over WhatsApp about his raucous nightlife backpacking through Asia before he returned to the U.S. in July of 2024 and allegedly shot Thompson in December. Mangione claimed that he had been beaten up by 7 quote, Ladyboys in Bangkok and shared a photo of his battered and scratched arms.
Bangkok, European city. The world's gayest song by Murray Head.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've ever made my son laugh. When that song comes on, I go, this is the gayest song ever written.
Yeah.
Murray Head is the guy's name. And it's one night in Bangkok.
Oh. Did you guys ever, when you guys were kids, when somebody would go, hey, what's the capital of Thailand?
Whack.
Whack, Bangkok.
Right in
yeah,
the cock.
right in the cock. Yeah.
Yep, that's how we rolled. Yeah, then we would offer the grieving a Hertz donut. Mm-hmm. And then we'd punch him in the arm.
Yep. After that, a 52 pickup.
Yeah, the cards, yeah. Was also a movie starring Roy Scheider.
A night in Bangkok? No.
52 pickup.
Oh, 52 pickup. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
52 pickup. Always
Okay.
be talking about the last thing you said.
Sorry, you're right. You are right. I'm sorry.
52 pickup was a Roy Scheider, like weird suspense action cop something movie. It was like one of those 80s movies that somehow slid under the radar. Like people have no idea how many movies have been made that they've just never heard of. Maybe Anne Margaret was in 52 Pickup with Roy Scheider. It never shows up on cable. No one cares. It's never been spoken except for by me. But he made a movie.
Yeah, he also played. He's like such a good, gristled, kind of haggard guy. You know, he plays the sheriff in Jaws. And
Great.
then, yeah, he's great in that. Everything else was
There it is. Roy Scheider.
Okay, can we just
Anne Margaret.
can we double check to make sure?
Vanity.
Who's Vanity?
Vanity was one of Prince's proteges.
Really?
Clarence William III, who I know from the Mod Squad, but you guys know from, wait a minute.
He was like the caretaker of the mortuary in Tales from the Hood from the
Clarence
90s.
Williams III?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Great movie.
he wasn't. Oh, God, what was he in? Anyway, so weird. I don't know. What, 1984? What, 86? Yeah, there it is.
Look at Anne Margaret.
She's the hottest.
Beauty.
Can't do better than her.
Beauty, yeah.
And that voice, too. Anyway, all right, where were we? Roy Scheider.
Yeah.
Luigi.
Luigi.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Roy Schneider could have played Luigi in a movie in his younger days.
Scheider.
Schneider. Oh, I just say Schneider. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Yes,
you're
with an N.
thinking about one day at a time. Schneider.
Schneider.
Remember every sitcom just had that guy, maintenance guy, guy'd show up, bring a little levity
Yeah.
into the situation.
Yeah, like Wings.
Wings had it. Even at some point, Good Times had it with Bookman. Bookman was the name of the janitor in the building who would show up. Like that was like season 5 or something of Good Times. Like he showed up later, and they started bringing comedy
Yeah.
into
Okay.
in more comedy.
More comedy?
Yeah. So anyway, Luigi was. I saw a picture of Luigi, and then I started thinking back, and Dawson, I don't know if it's in the computer, but there's a picture of me when I was like 21, and I was building my grandmother's kitchen, and I was wearing a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, a blue Mickey Mouse sweatshirt, and I was standing in my grandmother's kitchen that I was building. It's in the computer somewhere. And I saw that picture of Luigi, and I thought, that's kind of what I looked like when I was 21.
Yeah.
But
I can see it.
We'll see it. But anyway,
Yeah.
so the he-she's or the she-boys or what do they call them?
Ladyboys.
Ladyboys.
Mm-hmm.
I get that's a business, but I don't. The guys that are into that confuse me, and I don't trust them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like I'm not really into the partially gay thing. I'm into it's not a dimmer switch. It's a toggle.
Yeah, you are. You
for
aren't.
me. Yeah, and it's sort of like, well, I'm not into dudes, but I do like the Ladyboys. They have a nice penis, but fake titties or like whatever. I'm like, something's up. Something's wrong. Don't trust it.
Yeah.
Not my thing.
No, not like once a year you just take a trip over to Thailand and rent one of these gals or guys, I guess, maybe for the night.
Well, like, who do you know? Like, what celebrity? You hear about a little David Bowie and a little Mick Jagger, but like, what celebrity really ever went like, oh, this guy is just a straight guy because no one knew back in the day, and then at some point Elton John announces he's bi. And now he's been married to a dude for 37 years. Like, it's never back. He's not with Anne Margaret. He's with Roy Scheider. The whole point is it's not. No one ever goes back. They go once they cross into this. Yeah. They're going that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. All right. Yeah. I don't. Also, it's got to be a weird part where, I mean, as a nation, you got to take a good look in the mirror when your main industry is sex tourism.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what do you guys? Places do industrial diamonds, other places do chips, other places do natural earth or rare earth minerals and stuff like that. But you do Ladyboys.
Sure.
That's a weird thing to have on your resume.
Yeah, it's like the countries when the Green Bay Packers were playing in Brazil, and everyone's like, well, let's go down to Brazil. Let's go to Brazil. I'm like, no, let's wait until they play Ireland. Let's play London. I don't need to go to a place where I have to have a fake wallet in my back pocket in case I get robbed. I'm totally okay with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Don't need it.
Yeah, me in Mexico, I was only 16, I think, in that picture. There is standing in the kitchen. Well, you wouldn't even know it was a kitchen. It's just me with the Mickey Mouse, blue Mickey Mouse shirt on. Yeah, as I was 16, we went to Tijuana.
Is that Tijuana? You're in Tijuana there?
Yeah, I'm in Tijuana.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say the glasses look like some sort of margarita. So that makes sense.
Drinking margaritas. 16.
That's awesome.
Flower in my hair. And by the way, the strange dude on the far right, just a Marine we picked up. Like, that guy was not friends of mine. That's a 23-year-old Marine who just wanted to party.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how Tijuana works.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of fucking people show up, you start getting drunk.
Was he one of the men that was left behind? We had to go get him?
Yeah, he's one of the men that was left behind. He was a good man, but I left a lot of guys. I mean, this guy's just some jarhead from camp whatever in San Diego. He was solo.
Yep.
It was like, he's probably from Kentucky or something. Or like, party.
Last chopper out of Bangkok brought him right down to Tijuana. In fact, I was actually in El Paso recently, and the guy said, I go, what about going over to Mexico, man? We go over there and get a couple of drinks. And the guy goes, dude, you're better off going to Tijuana. Going to, what is the place called? Chihuahua, next door to El Paso. They were like, dude, you don't want to go. And I said, oh, is it scary? They go, not the locals, the federale.
Oh, really?
They'll shake you down over the border. Yeah.
Yeah, I got lucky. I've been to Tijuana many times, got, a little bit of trouble and never got any trouble at the Federale.
Yeah.
I got woken up by Federale after passing out in an alley, and I didn't even do anything to me.
Yeah.
Hit me with this nightstick.
Really?
Poked me.
It's a weird name for his dick.
he just poked me, like, get up. And I was like, oh, yeah? And it's like, I'm just going to catch some Z's in this alley behind Margaritas Village. And he woke me up, and he didn't arrest me. He just said, go back in.
Man, good times. We were down we were at a strip club in Tijuana one night, and there was a woman up on stage and two dudes just sitting on Sniffer's Row, and she just came over and had her ass right in front of his face, and he just licked an index finger and boop, right up in there. And she laughed and he laughed and they all got a good chuckle out of it. And I was like, you'd have two broken arms in Vegas if that ever happened.
I don't know if you're one-upper, but at the Unicorn off of Revolution Boulevard in Tijuana, guys did more than their finger.
No way.
They used their mouth.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
They let that guy stick his finger in his mouth? That's crazy.
I walked out there and said, that guy got a taste of old Mexico. I was laughing at my friends the whole time. Oh, yeah. Live band. Guy with the trumpet, the dent in it. You know what I mean? One guy it's not really a drummer; it's a snare drum, and a guy playing a giant guitar. It was awesome.
That's great. Good times, man. All right. Former ESPN employee says middle school daughter faced an obviously naturally born boy in a basketball game. Sam Ponder has been outspoken about trans athletes in girls' sports. Ponder said last month that it is ridiculous to have transgender athletes compete.
Is she former? You say former ESPN?
Former ESPN.
Oh, yeah. You can't start talking like this unless you're former.
Yeah.
If you're current, you got to just suck a dick and shut up because you'll get fired.
Yeah.
But if you're former, then you can start speaking freely.
Yeah. Also, her husband, Christian, Sam and Christian both lived in Minnesota. And yeah, loved them as residents. They're great. They're such nice, good, hearty people who now live in New York City, and you can definitely tell. She makes a comment about it where somebody says, well, why don't you just go ahead and move? And she's like, I don't want to move. It's New York City, but they're having a little bit of culture shock as they are moving to such a big place that has, leagues and such with children that allow this to happen.
You know what's interesting? Oh, she was fired in 2024. You know what's interesting? Here's an interesting thought experiment. Everyone who's involved with these left-leaning organizations, sadly, like ESPN or anywhere, when they leave, then they go, now I can say what I really feel. There's nobody who leaves the right and goes, now I say what I can really feel what I say. You already said it. You know what I mean? Like, what are they doing to you that you have all these pent up opinions that you can't share, and then you understand that you'll get shit canned if you share those opinions in that environment where you're supposed to be speaking truth to power, except for we'll cut your ass if you say anything that disagrees with us, or you don't want to get the jab, or you speak out against transgender, whatever, you're out.
Yeah.
So who's the oppressive group here, if you think about it? Because I know a lot of people that left the left and now are speaking their mind. By the way, they didn't have a change of mind. They're in their 40s and 50s. They're just feel free to speak their mind now because they were involved with an oppressive regime that wouldn't let them speak their mind. So now, once people leave ESPN, then we can find out what they're really thinking. But it's not like once people leave PragerU, we can find out what they're really thinking. That's what they thought the whole fucking time. So who's doing the lying here? So anyway, Samantha Steele is fired. I don't know what she got fired for, but
Sam Ponder. So it was fired in 2024. I don't know if it's because of the words. It doesn't mention this in the article, but basically,
Samantha Steele Ponder. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yep. But what she was talking about was we've taught our kids to never make fun of this child, to always be kind and loving, and that the parents are the problem, that no kid is born in the wrong body. But if I'm honest, watching my daughter get posted up by a boy whose parents have deceived him in this way is maddening.
Yes.
And
Well,
it's funny that people are willing to die on this hill for this cause, because it seems like this is such a no-brainer. Why are there boys who are obviously much bigger, much faster, much stronger allowed to compete against biological girls, and parents go, yeah, of course. It's so pragmatic to just go, yeah, no, go. And then we're not saying you can't participate in sports. You just can't participate in this league. Let's find something else that fits you.
Well, their argument is like, that's right. It's so rare that what do you care? You know, they always do that thing where they go, it's hardly, it doesn't represents less than 0.1%. So what do you care? It's like, I don't know. If it's 0.1%, that's not fair to whoever. Like,
ask Riley Gaines.
Ask Riley Gaines. I didn't have a daughter that played against biological males in volleyball, so I got lucky. And most people don't. But for the person that does, why should they have to endure that?
Yeah.
There is now Dawson. I wonder where that picture is of me in my blue shirt. Never know with the computer, but it's in books and stuff too. I feel like it's around, and when it's got to be in that computer. But anyway, some female who's running for governor of California was getting into it with. Well, actually, there's two good clips. There's Whoopi Goldberg. Her clip resurfaced about she's sitting with Dylan Mulvaney, And
the Bud Light endorser, right?
yes,
Yeah.
and she's talking about how powerful women are, and she's a dope. I retweeted and said we forgot this woman she's a dope. Like Whoopi Goldberg is really fucking dumb. Like I don't think you can be talented and dumb. You know, it's actually nice if you're talented and dumb, but she's talented or was talented and is now just left with dumb. The talent part got kind of rinsed out of the fabric of Whoopi, and now all that's left is dumb. But her comments, and then whoever is running for California, and I'll give you a primer here. She's talking to Piers Morgan. And he's kind of trying to drill down about, like, so the Olympics are coming to United States. Would you like to see this? And it's not Katie Porter. I would have told if it was Katie Porter. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll listen to Whoopi and her pearls of wisdom first, which I like. And by the way, whenever a woman or a black person or a black woman does you don't understand me because you're not black, they've lost they've cashed in their chips. They can't make an argument anymore because I don't know. I don't have fallopian tubing, so I couldn't possibly understand anything that has to do with a woman. All right, sorry, go ahead.
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls' and women's sports was deeply unfair. Now, I want to hear what you think, because I'll tell you what I think, too. Yeah.
The last time I played a sport, I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids.
All right, hold on for a second. This, by the way, Dylan Mulvaney is insulting to all women because she's doing a bad...
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost minstrel blackface. I want to leave it. Like, it's insulting to women.
Sure.
Like women can't play sports, you know? So she's doing a dude's version of a chick, which is insulting. You can remove the name from the monitor I'm looking at here. But go ahead. Play it out. Sorry.
I played a sport. I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids. And so, in the words of Wicked, I am not that girl. But a dear friend of mine, Skylar, he is a trans athlete. His handle's Pink Manta Ray. That's someone who I really look to for guidance. And I think that is what's tricky, is like now stepping in this identity. I'm still like a baby trans. You know, I've only 3 years in. Tomorrow's my anniversary.
Your friend went from female to male and is competing with other males.
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
Her friend.
Her friend. It went from female to male and is competing with other
So
males.
Gavin doesn't have a problem with that.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, you know... All
right, hold on a second. Okay. I'm not a gynecologist, but I can picture LeBron James trying to post up one of the ladies from the WNBA, and I'm not a betting man either. But I'll take LeBron in his prime against anyone in the WNBA on a one-on-one to 21. I'll spot the chick 18.5 points, and I'll put my money on LeBron.
Playing to 21?
Yeah, that's what I'll do, because I don't think she's getting a shot off if he's properly motivated.
I'm not a woman, but I know what a dick is.
Yeah. All right, so let's listen to Whoopi. Roll back like 10 seconds. So we're going to really listen to Whoopi, all her wisdom.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, you know, these are men, you know,
all right, hold on a second. Her coworkers have to just be like, I used to do improv, and there were, out of the troupe of like 9 people, there were like 2 people who sucked. And we knew who it was. You know what I mean? And every once in a while, you're doing that group improv, and the chick who sucks goes, "I'm just gonna," and you're just sitting there going,
yeah.
Here we go. Here we go. This is gonna, whatever this is, it's not gonna be good. Whoopi, the methadone is kicking in, and she's having trouble, and she's grabbing for stuff. This is the problem with men, because they don't know women's bodies, and they don't know how powerful we are. That's the problem.
You see how ridiculous that sounds?
Well, let's
though.
listen.
We know men's bodies. We know men's bodies because we have them.
It gets better. Here it is.
Know how it works. So when you come in and you say, "Oh, you know, these are men, you know,
competing
against women," you're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except be here. Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say,
balls.
If I was a female athlete, I would be rip shit pissed watching this right now going, are you seriously saying that it is okay?
All right, go back. Oh, give me 30, the last 30. That's the best part.
Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, "Oh, you know, I don't know how I feel about you." You do. God doesn't make mistakes.
No.
And the challenge is not to the trans people, it's to the people who are not trans. That's what God is looking to see, how you treat people.
That's right. I have no fucking idea what this person just said, but she's right.
None. Yeah.
She's 100% right. There's no way America would tolerate 5 super dopey dudes just talking out of their ass all afternoon. They'd go fucking hit that guy at the folding chair, call the Sandman, get those idiots to fuck off the stage. You don't know what they're talking about.
They tried it on CBS. They tried it. It was Mario Lopez,
Bonaducci,
I think
Dick Clark.
Yeah. They tried, it lasted like 4 months, and they went, "Nah, just forget it. What are we doing?"
And they can talk.
Yeah.
She can't form a thought. God, is she dumb? It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Ah, man.
Who's running? Who was talking to Piers Morgan, who was running for
Betty Yee.
Betty Yee. Sorry, that's another great clip too. These poor people. Piers Morgan interviews these people, and they say insane, asinine things, and then he asks them follow-up questions, and they're like, "What?
Well,
I just said something insane and asinine."
You know, getting back to that Katie Porter thing. If I could explain to you when that question first came out, when she said, "What do you say to the millions or the however many people voted for Trump in California? How do you explain that you need them?" She goes, "Well, I don't." And then she looked to her left at her campaign people and was like, "Wasn't that funny? Wasn't that brilliant?" She was trying to make a joke. And has the completely wrong read on everything.
Now, put her name on the screen, Andrew. You got Katie Porter's up there fast, but now we need this one. So Betty Yee, who's another Dumbo who may or may not ruin California, is being interviewed by Piers Morgan, and here's her solution for the transgender thing.
They are now part of, they have been through a transition, a physical transition, and I do believe that they should be able to participate with other female athletes.
Wow, well, you've got the Olympics coming to California, to LA. So are you suggesting that you would allow trans athletes to compete in women's sport in the Olympics if you were governor?
Well, I think there's still a lot of discussion that needs to happen. I think there's a lot of information we need to learn about what's really happening.
Hold on a second. You just got done saying you think they should be allowed to participate. So why do we have to have a long discussion and more? All right, let's see if she answers.
The ability of trans athletes to compete, but my statement is about being able to be sure that they can compete. And right now,
but my question is whether you think they should compete in women's sport in the Olympics. Because it's coming to LA, so it's relevant.
I think transgender female athletes are women athletes. And they should be able to compete.
Really?
These are 10-cent fucking heads.
So if you were governor of California, you would support biological males who identify as women competing in women's sport in the Olympics?
They are now identified as transgender female.
And you
They
think
should
that
be-
makes, and you think it's fair that they should then compete in women's sport?
I think they should be able to compete in women's sports, but I also think that there is still some discussion about whether they should compete in the same.
Hold on a second. You got to pause it because right off camera is the campaign worker that's looking down at their clipboard going, oh, fucking Christ, we talked about this. Don't fucking do this. It's so, but here's the thing. These people are like, they're essentially like yellow, and I don't even know if there's a pink belt in jiu-jitsu. Whatever the belt that shows up with the gi, that's the belt they are in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
They literally, like, it has to show up with a belt. That belt is what shows up with the gi. That's what they have in logic and arguments. And then they run into Piers Morgan, or they run into Bill Maher, or Gavin Newsom runs into me, and they get tapped out immediately. They immediately get tapped out because they have no skills and they've never thought about it.
It's a rainbow belt, by the way.
It's a rainbow belt. That's right. All right, let's listen to Piers go.
Still some discussion about whether they should compete in the same field, but I just want them to be able to participate.
Sure, I'm sure
There's
you
a
do.
lot of-
Why, out of interest, why do you think we separate the sexes in the Olympics?
Well, because they do come with different attributes in terms of physicality. And
So you accept that we separate the sexes because men have a physical advantage over women?
I know about an advantage in some sports.
Stop
Yes,
here.
in other
So,
sports.
this is like my discussion with the P-trap with Mike 2 hours ago. Like, but Mike, we don't want water. Why are you taking? We want water, and because men and women have differences in P-traps. I was like, I had to keep going and going and going. Then eventually we got to the email. Oh, by the way, these 10-cent heads, they want to run California.
Sure.
And it's not all about Olympics and transgender. It's got a lot of other subjects they got to get into. Fire preparation and infrastructure. They're going to bring this dumb chick 10-cent head to every subject. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
All right, let's listen. Let's listen.
I know about an advantage in some sports, yes. In other sports, maybe not.
Can you think of a single sport in the Olympics where men would not have an advantage
poor
over
people.
women, with the exception potentially of archery?
You know, I think you can see female athletes where, particularly in track and field, where agility is probably.
Hang on, are you suggesting that women? So hang on, you think that women could compete against men in track and field, like in 100 meters, 200 meters, 10,000 meters? Do you?
Perhaps. You know, I'm not a sports expert.
No shit.
I mean, of course they couldn't. Have you seen the times that women and men record in the Olympics for all track and field events? Have you watched Usain Bolt
She knows.
when he smashed the world record for the 100 meters?
Yes. Yes.
So you
And
think
women are
women
also
could run
smashing
against Usain Bolt, for example, at his peak, and that would be fair?
I think look, I'm just going to say this. There's a lot of misinformation.
All right. Here's the
about
whole point. Okay. When you have a 10-cent head, you have a 10-cent head. You don't have a 10-cent head with this subject, but you're brilliant in engineering and everything else. You have a 10-cent head. She has a 10-cent head, and she wants to be governor of California, and she would bring her 10-cent head with her weird tales of equality, her imaginary Narnia of equality, that she wants something, everyone's got to be treated fairly, nothing ever fucking works, and now it's a shit show.
Sure.
That's what we have. And that's what the 10-cent head does. And no one ever really, they compartmentalize too much. It's like, you have a 10-cent head. You should not be in charge of anything because you can't think clearly. That's what we're dealing with. And again, it'll translate into any subject.
Well, usually when people start off in an endeavor, whether it be comedy, whether it be music, whether it be carpentry, whatever it is, you start out initially and you suck at it. And as time goes on, you get better. And I've never noticed anybody who is on the left who has ever gotten into politics from day one until the day that they leave whatever office it is or position that they have. They never seem to get better. They never seem to learn the skill at all.
It's sort of it's the inverse of that, because you pull tape of Joe Biden or Hillary Clinton from 2001, and they're talking about a border and not letting people in, and those people are going to commit crimes, and now all of a sudden they're for paying for the transgender surgery for illegals that are in prison. Like, oh, you're going the wrong direction fast. As a matter of fact, you used to be sane.
Yeah.
And then something happened.
Yeah. Nobody ever pulls these people aside and tells them maybe it's time. Like I was on the way here today and I had to have a conversation with a car salesman over the phone. And after 90 seconds, I thought, who told you should be selling cars?
Yes.
You have no idea what you're talking about. And after 90 seconds, I just went, you know what, man? I got another phone call coming in. I'm going to have to take this. I'll call you back. And I just got on and I was like, I'll never buy a car from this person. You have no idea what they're talking about.
I have no. I marvel in general at people who are in positions where they can't talk and you're asking them stuff. Like, we went to the Lakers game, and my daughter and her friends and everyone was there. And Jay Moore got us these tickets to go to the patio, which is the pre-fun where they have sushi and food and the VIP section, you know. We walked in on the ground floor. I said to the woman, I go, what level's the patio on? I sort of have a recollection of it. And she goes, it's 2 floors up. And I go, that puts you up on the mezzanine. The patio's down. Patio's on the floor with the court. It's the court floor, but you got to get up and then get down or something. She goes, 2 floors up. I go, okay. So me and the kids and we get an escalator, go up again, get out. We're clearly like up in the mezzanine, higher row seats. They're down on the court, you know. And I go, this isn't.
Sure.
And then I go, oh no, she didn't mean 2 floors up. She means the second floor, which is the next floor. Then we had to go back down to the thing again and then go walk back up to the second floor. But she doesn't know what she's talking about.
Yeah.
That's the whole, when she works there. By the escalator, by the way. And then then when we got up to the next one, I go, what gate goes down to the patio? And the security chick was like, patio? And I was like, the VIP patio? She's like, I don't know what you're, and I'm like, I don't know how this works, but it's everywhere.
Has nobody asked you this question before ever in this business?
I don't. Dumb people can do with knowledge what your dog will do if you feed it like a hot pickled pepper. You know, like the dog will bite it and then just go, and then it just falls out of their mouth. Like I went to Zanku Chicken and I was house sitting and I had my friend's dog bugging the shit out of me the whole time I was eating the rotisserie chicken. Like he was just he was drooling, had his snout on my hip the whole time. And I'm sitting there trying to eat and he wouldn't go anywhere, you know? So he kept bugging me. So eventually I grabbed one of those pickled radishes things, you know, the rutabaga, whatever that pickled, it's the size of a French fry, but it's purple and it's pickled.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, hey, you want some of this, Barney? He's like, and I was like, here you go, buddy. And he just put it in his mouth and was like, and he just like dropped it and went right back to it. Like he ejected. I know people who do that with information. They just, as soon as something pops in, they shoot it right out. But you can ask August about P-traps 4 months from now. He'll tell you what he told me in the next room. Like they just reject, eject. Info.
Yeah, there's a reason why the guy who plays center field for the Dodgers has that little cheat sheet in his back pocket that tells him where to stand. Like, why not get one of those? You know, if you're going to be telling people where to go inside of crypto, whatever it's called, arena.
I'm also curious about people's just sort of interaction skills. Like lots of times when you walk down the sidewalk and you're just some guys coming at you the other direction, you do the, hey, man, you know, you do sort of the neighbor hand half wave thing, and they just walk right past you. And you say to the person you're walking with, you go, what the fuck? And you just do behind, they go, they're probably caught off guard. They always go, what do you mean caught off guard? Someone goes, hey, I'll just go, hey.
Yeah.
There's no prep for that. But there was, I cut down a bunch of branches in front of my house, and it was like laying in the driveway. And for some reason, before I went to work the other day, I looked out, and the city was like coming by and cleaning stuff up because of the fires and stuff. They're like sweeping up the streets, and they started like taking the branches and stuff. And I was like, oh, good. But they took a big branch and they threw it like further up the driveway, and they go, not that one. And then they took all the rest. And so I was like, and then they were kind of moving on. So like I was getting ready for work. So I went down there and I said to the two dudes who were like cleaning up the branch, I go, hey man, could we get that branch, the one that's up the driveway there? And they go, guy, talk to the supervisor guy, like the gray-haired guy who's up the street, you know, because we can't do it. He pulled the branch. I was like, I don't know, you took 8 branches, but the 9th one you threw up the driveway, you know? And I go, he go, talk to that guy. If he okays it, we'll take the branch. I go, okay. It's a pretty heavy pecking order going on with the branch, the arborist community. So I go up street and I see the silver-haired guy, and I've worked with these guys. There are weirdo blue-collar guys that just have they're sarcastic or shitty or passive-aggressive or whatever. And I go up to him and I go, oh, hey, could you okay it if these guys took that branch, just another branch up my driveway, just threw it in the truck with the other branches? And he goes, I guess, if it's your branch. And he like walks away, and I'm like,
what does that mean?
I don't know what this was. I don't know what it was. And you're cleaning up branches on the street. I'm a taxpayer. I live in this house. You cleaned up the other branches. You got a little sarcastic and a little weird, and I don't know why you. And there wasn't like, we're not allowed to take branches with a stem over 3 inches, but I guess we can make an exception. There's nothing. It was just some weird sarcastic response and a walk away.
Yeah.
And I don't know what we're trying to I don't know what we accomplished.
Yeah.
I think he's a dick.
Yeah.
But other than me thinking he's a dick, he did like give the guys the branch move nod, you know, like the pit boss in casino, you know what I mean? Like, this guy,
universal sign.
He wants $10,000 credit.
Yeah. It's just a nod.
And we cut him off after that. Right. Yeah. He gave the nod to his henchman. His henchman took the branch and threw it in there. But I don't know why he did a I guess if it's your branch, you know, like I was accusing me of taking someone else's branch. I don't know why he singled it out.
Yeah.
He didn't feel obliged to explain anything. And I have no idea why we had to have a weird interaction, but there's lots of that.
Yeah, probably just proving that he's supposed to be there because that's his job. He has to be the one to dictate. He is the end all be all of branch taking, so he has to prove that he is worth the amount of money that the city of Los Angeles is paying him.
I have no idea what he's doing there, but I had a flashback to weird blue collar guys, which are. You don't run into the weird blue collar guys as much as the weird white collar guys, but Russ, the tin knocker and the sheetrocker, like I did come across some of those sort of, they were a little antisocial, a little passive aggressive, had a kind of a weird sense of humor, but sort of weird, creepy, would freak women out, and you would never let them babysit or house sit. But there were those guys.
Sure.
Always white guys.
Yeah.
Black. There weren't any blacks, but Hispanics never had that weird thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Growing up in northern Minnesota, we used to play this game called Roofer or Homeless, where we'd look at a guy, because it was January and these guys were tan still. And you'd go, oh, that guy is definitely, he's either up there pounding shingles or he's living on the streets. One of the two.
Well, let's do one more news story.
Do
if you
one
can
more?
Find
Sure,
one.
yeah. Let's do the Chicago. Let's do this one. That's a good one. So Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson rolled out his progressive budget for 2026 on Thursday as the city faces more than $1 billion deficit, and in it, 2 new special revenue funds for mental health and community safety. The programs will be funded by a tax fee on social media companies called Social Media Amusement and Responsibility Tax, or SMART.
Oh, they got to give it a happy acronym. Just like all these non-government organizations are like, I work for Children First. What do? I siphon money from the city and don't do anything for kids.
Yeah.
But if we called ourselves grifters who siphon money and then nothing comes out the other end, we wouldn't get the cash. So we called ourselves First Steps. This is First Steps program. We take children of need and children of color and children who are needy of color, and we go to the inner cities and we give back. So then we get a bunch of fucking money and we don't do anything for anybody. But if we call ourselves fucking grifters, then we won't get any of the money.
Yeah.
So we got a good name for this stuff that doesn't work.
It's Spanish, Turkish, Egyptian, and Palestinian called STEP. That is where the word acronym STEP comes from, yes.
All right, let's listen
good
to
video.
we got he's by the way, pause him. There's something wrong with him because he has a lower approval rating than Lori Lightfoot, who nobody liked. And by the way, there is a phenomenon, if you're black, it's a good thing, which is if you had a mayor and the mayor was black and you go, we need a new mayor. It's like, well, we got to get a black guy because you can't replace it with a white guy. But if it was Secretary of the Interior was black and they need to be replaced, you got to replace it with a black guy. Probably even a little bit football coaches too. Like there's a weird thing where if that's who it was. So they had Lori Lightfoot, who was black, who was horrible. And they're like, nobody liked her. And then they're like, we're going to replace her with a dude that people like less because he's more progressive than Lori Lightfoot was. And he has a 6% approval rating and he doesn't care. He's going right down that path.
Just like we tax other addictive vices that are bad for our health, like nicotine and tobacco, it is far past time we treat social media companies the same way.
Under his proposal, social media companies would pay 50 cents for every active user each month.
By the way, everything has to do with the welfare of the kids and the addiction and everything, but they never go, and no money. It's always the kids, the kids, the kids. Now give us money. It's never just the kids.
Yeah.
There's always money attached to it. So the kids are the Trojan horse that they use to storm the castle to get the cash from the king, but it's not the kids they care about.
Yeah, I like that they was equating it to, things that are harmful, cigarettes, alcohol. The biggest difference is my dad never left for a pack of Instagram and then never came back.
Never came back.
That's a pretty big difference there.
He is fucking horrible and angry and weird and sort of progressive and racist, and I don't know what's attractive about it. I also don't know why, if Lori Lightfoot started running the city into the ground, you would vote to finish running the city into the ground with this socialist imbecile who's angry and racist, by the way. But that's the guy. That's the guy you got.
Passing the baton.
It's so weird. And then what? I don't know what their plan is always. If we could just get more money from people who make money and earn money, then we could fix all this shit. But you can't fix it because it's like a social thing.
Yeah.
And no amount of money can fix it. All it does is exacerbate it and sort of prolongs it, but it never really fixes it because you never get to the root of any of the problems that you claim you're going to fix. But it'd be like me just going, my son's a shit student, so I just need cash. Lots of cash. Tons of cash. Dawson, cash. Andrew, cash. I need cash from everyone in this building because Sonny's a shitty student. It's like, that's not going to fix him being a shitty student. You better sit down and study with him or figure it out. And by the way, I got something that's free. He can go down to the fucking library and spend 4 hours every day reading and studying.
Yes.
You don't need money for that.
Yeah. Also, this is not going to go anywhere. So instead of maybe working against these companies, why don't they do like China did and say X amount of percentage of the content that is on your platform has to be informative. It has to be able to take our citizens that are watching it at a young age and turn them into good citizens when they become adults. But instead, they're just totally okay with just pumping out more and more garbage onto it that seeps into our kids' brains and then they turn into shitty adults.
Yeah. But somehow, resources. Gotta get those resources.
Yeah,
gotta get
money.
some of your money.
Yeah.
Once we get your money, we can just get an extra 2% from the rich in Manhattan, and we'll have enough money to subsidize the buses. And I would be all for it if it ever worked. It never worked.
Yeah, and that's why when people go, well, Elon Musk could solve all the world's problems with his money. It's like, well, you're somebody who is your government has an endless supply of money, and they still can't fix the goddamn problems.
But I don't get. There is a problem, which is money. you giving people, so, okay. You go, this guy makes $50,000 a year, and then this guy makes no money a year. So then you go, well, what's that guy do? And they go, well, that guy's an electrician. Or let's make it $100,000 a year. You go, all right, that guy is an electrician. He's got a skill. He's got a truck. He's got tools. He makes $100,000 a year. What's this guy doing? He does nothing. Okay. So what about the guy who does nothing? Well, he doesn't have insurance. He doesn't have medical. He doesn't have dental. He doesn't have anything. Okay. Well, what if we just give him $100,000 a year? Then he's got 100 and the other guy's got 100 and then we're good, right? No, we're not good. The other guy has a skill. He has an ethic. He has a discipline. He has pride. He has self-esteem. He plies his trade. He gets up in the morning, and the other guy's just got 100 grand that he's going to OD on fentanyl.
Sure.
So you didn't fix anything, just like it's like, I don't know, this is a crew that likes honorary degrees. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. You're just taking money from this guy and transferring it to that guy, but that guy has no skill set. Now, if you would like to pay for some sort of vocational training for that guy, then I'm all about it. But that's not what you guys want to do. You just want to grab money from these guys and give it to those guys. And then you get in this argument. You got to pull up. It made me laugh. I was watching it yesterday. Some genius puts together these things. I liked it, I think, Andrew, but I didn't see it when you were looking at my tweets. But it's Bernie Sanders throughout the years complaining about the oligarchy and being on the precipice of the oligarchy starting in 1985. They just in perpetuity just keep talking about it. Basically, Bernie Sanders will talk about the oligarchy for 50 years. And Al Gore will talk about rising sea levels for 50 years, and nothing ever happens.
Sure.
That's the comedy. That's the comedy of it. But they somehow need to get more money from you, and then that'll fix it. All right, it starts in 93. I stand corrected with the oligarchy. This is Bernie Sanders starting 32 years ago.
This great country of ours is moving very rapidly in the direction of oligarchy. The United States of America today is increasingly becoming an oligarchy. More and more
95.
Moving toward an oligarchy. We are moving in the direction
07.
of oligarchy. We will move even
2012.
more rapidly in the direction of an oligarchy. This great country
2014.
is evolving into an oligarchic society.
2015.
It is called oligarchy. And that is the system we are rapidly moving toward. This is a budget that moves
17.
our country rapidly into the direction of oligarchy. A handful of billionaires 2018. are moving this entire planet toward an oligarchic society.
We start off with the bad news,
2025.
which is pretty bad, and that is that under Donald Trump, this country is hurtling rapidly toward oligarchy.
Okay.
Wow.
Should we listen to the old fuck or not? By the way, somebody pointed this out, but I pointed it out a long time ago, which is no more millionaires talks, only billionaires talks, because he's a millionaire. And millionaires are evil.
Yeah.
He switched. He did 50 years of millionaires, and 6 months ago he switched to billionaires.
Mm-hmm.
That's that oligarchy talk is like you when you get drunk with the Brewers winning the World Series. It just in perpetuity.
Oh man, I know.
It never ends.
Never ends.
It's not gonna happen.
I know, man. Yeah, I've been saying it for years now. This is our year. That's like me and Sanders. Although I aged a little bit more than Bernie did in that video. Holy shit! From 93 to 2025, he looks almost identical.
You can tell just by the hair loss, but that's about it. So anyway, everyone buckled up for the oligarchy, or is it going to be the rising tides that hit us first?
Ooh.
Maybe those tides will take out the oligarchs. Maybe they'll be riding those yachts in. Remember 10 minutes ago when Putin invades Ukraine and Biden takes to the mic and goes, "Don't worry. We're going to take all those oligarchs and we're going to take their yachts away and their real estate away from them in New York City, and this shit's going to be over in the next week." Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that plan? Did that plan come together? I don't remember that plan coming together. Was it ever a plan? I guess is the question. I love that. And then remember 3 weeks after that when a gallon of gas was like $6 or a loaf of bread was too expensive, and that was Putin's price hikes? Mm-hmm. Remember Putin hiked our prices up over there from the Kremlin?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Were they just talk about whatever all the time? Like, does anyone ever just go, hey, what do we say? Putin's price hikes. What's that mean? Yeah. I don't know, but they start with a P.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. And remember, we're all getting Putin, right?
Eggs are at $2.39 right now. Nobody's going, hey, thumbs up on getting the price of eggs down. That was nice. I thought we were all supposed to be living in poverty because eggs were $5.
The oligarchy versus the Tide versus the Brewers. Who's going to get there first?
Man.
I don't know.
I do this joke. I haven't done it in a while now because it's been passed. But when the information first came out, I was doing this bit about billionaires and how people are getting tired of them. And there's one particular billionaire that only pays their employees 0.007% of their net worth. And they also own 8 different houses in states that are tax friendly as to be able to get away from paying federal income tax. And then the twist at the end is, oh, by the way, it's Taylor Swift. Right. And everybody is like, and I've had so many women clap. I'm like, we got to get rid of these billionaires. And women are in Miami. People were like, fuck them billionaires. And then when I dropped the T Swift on them, they're like, oh shit. Yeah. And if you do the math, she really does, because she only has, like probably 12 people that she employs. I know she has a lot of people that are independent contractors, but if you do the math, she really does only pay her employees 0.007% of her actual wealth, which is 1.9 billion or something.
Oh, God. I know. But listen, she creates tons of jobs and employment and is on the happy side of all this. I know Bernie and his crowd think of George Floyd as a hero, but he doesn't create a lot of jobs. Well, I guess for probation officers and people like that. All right. Oh, you got Biden talking about Russian oligarchs. Oh, what year is this from? Like, what is this, like 10 minutes after the war started? Or, it's a State of the Union.
That's
State of the Union, March. So how long after Russia invades is this State of the Union when we're going to talk about bringing the Russians to their knees with the oligarchs over there? The oligarchs are evidently much more durable than we thought, because we thought we could just take away their yacht and their penthouse in Hell's Kitchen and they'd fucking fold like a deck of cards, but they don't. Evidently, they remain. All right, I'm sorry. What is this, a month later? This is 1 month after the invasion. Here we go. All right. While we were talking, I'm sure Russia just launched another drone strike on a special needs kindergarten in Kiev. But here was Joe 1 month after 3 years ago. Here we go.
Putin's latest attack on Ukraine was premeditated and totally unprovoked. He rejected repeated efforts at diplomacy.
Just don't.
He thought the West and NATO wouldn't respond.
Oh, look out.
He thought he could divide us at home, in this chamber, in this nation.
Oh, he cannot.
He thought he could divide us in Europe as well.
Not going to happen.
But Putin was wrong.
Uh-oh.
We are ready. We are united, and that's what we did. We stayed united. Together, along with our allies,
is this
we are
3
right
years
now
ago?
enforcing powerful economic sanctions.
All right, hold on. Is this 3 years ago?
Yeah, it's 2022, right?
Yeah, this is March 2022.
Oh, it's 3.5 years
years
ago. Oh, okay, that's what I was asking. There's a bunch of months in a year.
Cutting off Russia's largest banks in the international financial system. Preventing Russia's central bank
from
defending
cooked.
the Russian ruble.
He cooked them. They'll grovel.
Making Putin's $630 billion war fund worthless. We're choking Russia's access.
They're choked off a scant 3.5 years ago.
Access to technology that will sap its economic strength and weaken its military for years to come.
They got nothing.
Tonight, I say to the Russian oligarchs and the corrupt leaders who built billions of dollars off this violent regime, no more.
Okay.
Great. Oh, that was solved. That's awesome.
At least the adults are back in the room, everybody. He's the fucking idiot. Everyone who hates Trump realized this is what you wanted instead of Trump, which is a totally feckless, brain-dead man who just said shit that never... I don't know, did any part of that happen? That was 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
So... Yeah, it didn't come together.
In high school, when I would get my ass kicked in the hallways, I would go, don't. And then it would stop.
That's
it would
right.
stop every time, yeah.
All right, I want to thank Sal Volcano for coming in here. Everything's Fine tour as we speak. You can go check that out. And then Practical Jokers, of course. Rudy PAVICH got dates, right?
Yeah, this weekend. Tonight, I will be in Branson, Missouri. They're opening a brand new club in Branson, the Comedy Factory. I'm there tonight. And then coming up the first weekend of November, the 7th through the 9th, I'll be at the La Jolla Comedy Store.
Nice. Until next time, it's Adam for Sal and Rudy saying mahalo.